Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I am Sakshi Batra and we're going to be talking all that glitters, and that is about gold on this special show. Joining in is a very special guest with me. Vandana Bharti joins in. She's the Commodities Head at SMC Global. Thank you so much for taking the time out, Vandana, and great to have you with us on Business Today.
Yeah, hi. It's really good to be with you and the audience.
Thank you so much. So we're going to be talking gold, which is your favorite topic, and I'm sure all the viewers are very, very interested about it. Off late, we are seeing the gold prices really cool off. We saw them shoot up very sharply post the Ukraine-Russia war when it started off. And after that, in the last week or so, we've seen a very sharp fall. So help us understand first what's really happening with the gold prices. Why are they declining? Are they going to decline some more? How are you studying the gold prices right now?
Yeah, hi, Sakshi. 2022, it's been very action-packed since the start, and the event risk, it is still there. But yes, somehow the war point is to some extent it has discounted in the market, and we are not expecting any peace talk in sight in few days or few weeks, actually. So to some extent now market from war zone. Now it is giving attention to the Fed statements, and now it is very hawkish, as we know that it is a very good big news that the US inflation is on 40 years high, and very soon they want to curtail the inflation. So yes, we are expecting there should be at least 50 bips hike in the month of May, and because of that we have seen sudden sharp in the dollar index, and now it has reached the point 103, and it was never seen before March 2020. So now it is on multiple year highs, and it is expected to hit the 5 years high as well. So expect more rise in dollar index, and because of that we have seen pressure in gold prices. Second thing is that the treasury yield, it is also moving up, and drastically it has reached the point of 3. So these two are very negative factors for gold. And the other factor is that despite this all circumstances, war situation and all, equity market right now we have seen a pause in the rally, but still it is giving a positive return in 2022. So whenever we see that there is a positive indication from the economy front or equity market front, gold has become a little bit dull for the investors. But still we are expecting that this fall will stimulate buying from the lower level.
Okay, absolutely. You pointed out right at the start the current headwinds that gold is facing, be it inflation, be it the rising interest rate scenario, the geopolitical tensions. All of that is definitely headwind for the gold prices right now. We also saw a recent report by the World Gold Council in which it was mentioned that gold demand has actually declined 18% in the first 3 months of this year due to sharp rise in prices. Now, with the prices cooling off a bit, do you expect higher demand, especially now with Akshaya Tritiya coming in very soon? Is that likely to boost demand in India?
Yes, actually, this is very interesting question and very interesting data from WGC, and people should refer that. We have seen decline in physical gold buying, and it is by 18%. But overall, Sakshi, the demand in first quarter of 2022, it has increased by 34%. So central banks, they are the buyer, ETF, they are the buyers, and fabrication, it has increased to some extent. So other formats in gold, it is on the higher side of demand. But yes, of course, because of the higher side, because we know that it hit above $2,000 in COMEX and 55,000 in MCX. So it was not lucrative for the physical buyer or jewelry buyer. Yes, the recent fall in the prices in gold will attract the jewelry buyers as well as for the fabrications, because marriage season again will hit by the end of this say we can say that May or June. So it will hit the demand of gold as well, and we can expect that this lower level will attract the physical buying, and second half of the 2022 will attract more buying, and monsoon is expected to be normal this year. And this is historically proven that in normal year of monsoon, we have seen that there should be an increase. There is an increase in demand of physical gold. So from rural area, we can expect more buying in gold this time.
That's a very interesting data that you're pointing out, Vandana. On the one hand, we are seeing that the other forms of gold, the non-traditional forms of gold, are seeing greater demand, whereas it's very rare when we see decline in the physical gold form, but a rise in the other forms as well. So perhaps investors are now getting more mature and exploring other forms of non-physical gold, be it digital gold ETFs, mutual funds, sovereign gold bonds. All of this is definitely an important point. And with monsoons also, that's an interesting correlation with gold prices, gold buying and demand as well. That whenever we see a normal year of monsoon, and this will be the fourth normal year of monsoon as well, we could expect higher demand for physical gold in the rural areas because they will get more income to dispose of as well. That's an interesting factor as well. I wanted to also understand from you at this point in time, what are you advising investors to do? Is this the right time to invest in gold? How much gold should they go for? Which is the best form of gold to invest in currently?
Sakshi, I would like to divide into various parts. Actually, there are many sorts of investors. Those who want to invest for short term, they can
Yeah.
definitely go for short, because we are expecting 49,500 kind of level in gold now, because it
Okay.
is in the correction mode. Those who wants to buy it for mid term to long term, it is a very good opportunity to buy in gold. Just sit on cash, and whenever it reaches to the level of 49,500 to 49,000, it's a very good level for buy, and hold it for at least 52 to 53,000 for year 2022.
Okay.
If you are a long term investors, you can go for even 56,000. Now this will it is based on the profile of investors. If you are aspiring for wedding and every, like, giving presents and all, then you
Sure.
go for physical jewelry. If you are an investors, you can go for ETF. And if you are smart investors and you have the nuances of the know the nuances of this futures market, then this is the best tool to, like, cultivate the best profit from the market
Absolutely.
and enjoy the
Absolutely.
leverage.
Absolutely understood that. So, all the categories of investors you've addressed here, those who want to invest for short term, those who have a long term view, you can actually wait for that 49,500 level, which may come soon, and then enter into the gold market, and then perhaps wait for 54,000, 56,000 kind of levels, which Vandana really expects coming forward in the long term period as well. Also, she's given this diversion between, in case if you want to buy for immediate jewelry gifting purposes, then you should go for physical jewelry, but the other long term investors should definitely explore the other forms of gold at this point in time. I also wanted to understand from you, since you pointed out in your answers that this is the time when we are seeing extreme high inflation all over the world, and most of the global countries are actually looking to hike their interest rates to control inflation. What will be the impact of higher interest rates on gold, and how should investors be prepared for that? Because somewhere we also know that in India also, Reserve Bank of India may gradually move towards rising interest rate scenario.
Yeah, it's a very important, crucial question, Sakshi. Actually, the major central banks, they have started this process of tapering as well as increasing the interest rate. Bank of England, Fed, and many central banks, they have started, and now they are in path of increasing more interest rate. So generally, traditionally, gold has negative correlation with interest rate hike, because it is an asset which is not giving any kind of yield, because it is an supposed to be like it is not paying the interest and all, and whatever valuation it will give on the futures, that will be your return. So yes, this is a little bit complicated, but even for central bank, Sakshi, this time it won't be easier to go for a run for interest rate hike, because
Yeah.
we are knowing that China is shifting from the slowdown, and the COVID issue is very much there. And now the central banks, they themselves, they are revising the GDP forecast downward. So yes, these concerns, they will remain there for 2022, and
Yeah.
this will keep gold in buying zone. So yes, interest rate hike, of course, they have negative correlation with gold, but simultaneously we can see that there should be a limited downside in gold. And many times, Sakshi, we have seen that though there is a negative correlation between dollar index and gold, but in 2022, in 2021, in 2020, we have seen that there is an upside in dollar index, there is an upside in gold. So sometimes the correlation decouple and safe haven buying will continue to make it attractive. So yes, some pressure will come in 2022, but on every dip, it should see some kind of buying, because Ukraine and Russia war will dent the economic figures for 2022 as well as 2023. So many agencies, they are coming with the downward revision of GDP, and we may see reaction in the gold prices as well, positive.
Okay, so for our viewers, if you could quantify for 2022, what is your expectation on gold prices? For 2023 also, what is your expectation? So in a 2-year time frame, investors will be able to gauge for themselves if this is the absolute right time for them to go ahead and buy.
Yeah. Sakshi, apart from this Ukraine and Russia war and Chinese slowdown, these are two positive triggers for gold. We have been negative triggers for gold is that uh, there will be interest rate hike by every major central banks.
Yeah.
So yes, the 2022 will be a kind of mixed figure for gold. So don't expect a very sharp rise in gold prices. And from 49,000 of level, I'm expecting a rise of around 55,000. But in 2023, we can increase it by 58,000. So those who are eyeing for this 2022, they can keep it very moderate, 55,000, which is already hit in the month of a few weeks back. And in 2023, expect 58,000 kind of level. So even you can go for this gold bond, which is giving you additional 2.5% of interest, which is my favorite tool for long-term investors. Because on the top of like valuation of gold after 10 years, 5 years, or 8 years, you will get 2.5% of interest rate. So that is the icing on the cake for this tool.
Absolutely. So the best form of gold that you can go for a long term is sovereign gold bonds, where you get additional interest rate benefit as well, apart from the price increase that you can enjoy. 2022 may be a moderate year for gold prices. You should not expect great appreciation on gold prices. But in case you have a long term view, until 2023, you could also see record high prices on gold. As per Vandana, 58,000 rupees could also be seen for 10 grams as well. Thank you so much, Vandana, for being with us and sharing your thoughts with all our viewers as to how to approach gold and this yellow metal at this point in time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.